for my preview on this game, what I'm looking at here is I'm going. Let's bring up the handy dandy ESPN. And let's start off right out the gate, baby. 12 o'clock. Mr. Kirk Signetti, Mr. Skipper, head to head. Big Ten game? A really Big Ten game? You, excuse me, UCLA Bruins, the surprising surging Bruins after Deshaun Foster had got fired. They switched out their OC. They switched out their DC, taking on those Hoosiers. Unbeaten, 7-0, 4-0 in Big Ten competition. Man, does UCLA have another upset watch in them? Not so fast, my friends. Not so fast. This one's going to be a really interesting game. And I say that because I do believe that UCLA has some of the firepower from their running and their rushing and how they're doing it from an offensive side of being able to at least keep pace with the Indiana Hoosiers. Now, the Hoosiers are the cream of the crop, led by Mendoza, who is their top. Is he the top? I guess he would be the top quarterback and probably the leading candidate for the Heisman at this point, having a phenomenal year, 21 touchdowns, 2 picks, almost 1,800 yards. And that defense is daunting. That defense is very, very daunting going down to Memorial Stadium in Bloomington, Indiana. Look at the games back. Excuse me, the last couple games. Let me zoom in just a little bit here so you guys can see. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Looking at the last opponents, you can see some like opponents here, right? With Michigan State, look at that. Both teams beat them by the same amount. Big game here by UCLA beating Maryland. I actually called on my previous week. I thought Maryland was going to win this game. Late score here that kind of put UCLA over. Actually, no. Yeah, late field goal. I think it was a late field goal that put UCLA over. But, hey, 3 wins in a row with the new offensive change. And this is the big one, right? Right when Penn State was ranked 7th in the nation, they beat Penn State at home, which is crazy. Now, they go on the road to Indiana, obviously tough place to play. And you can see the scores, right? 38-13, 63-10, 73-10. Just bombing on people at home. Obviously, you see the names and the numbers. Nico on the other side of that, 10 touchdowns, 5 picks. Looking really efficient in that offense. They know how to use Nico and that new look offense, dimp and dunk, taking what he wants, and then Nico using his legs. One of the better quarterbacks in the nation at the moment, in my opinion, and getting every penny of it when he transferred from Tennessee to here now. You guys can see who is the underdog here, or who is the top contender here as well, and what those numbers say. So for my preview on this game, what I'm looking at here is I'm going with the dogs. Oh. I think they keep this game close enough. I do not think they're going to Indiana and beat Indiana. I do not think they have enough to beat Indiana. Indiana's defense is really, really good. But I think offensively, this game is going to be tighter than what people think. And I think this game is going to be a lot closer than what people think. I can't talk about the statistics because the first 3 games of UCLA was really, really, really bad from a statistical standpoint. So we can only look back at the last 3 games. And the last 3 games just told me they can score. If they can, Penn State's defense has obviously faltered of late because it's just been crashing downhill. But at the time when they played Penn State was one of the better defenses. Now, they didn't really play anybody, but still, statistically, they were one of the better defense, and UCLA was able to drop, a 40 burger on them, if I'm not mistaken. 42 on them. We already know Michigan State. You can see the like. And the Terps are actually decent, right? Tough win right here against the Terps. But you see three different phases, right? You see entering the challenge against Penn State, being 1-4, having the 7th ranked team, no chance to win, go out and win outright. Then you go to Michigan State and you win against a bad Michigan State team. And then you have the expectation of to win the next game because you've been on a run, and you answer the call in a tough game against a balanced Maryland Terps team. So when you look at all that, this team is better than what people think they are. And I think they show up again against the Hoosiers. And I think they keep this game close. I do not think the Bruins are going to lose by 4 touchdowns. That's what that is saying to me right here. That's the total outlook of the score here. Is that saying that the Hoosiers are going to win by 4 touchdowns. You got to score almost 28 points. I don't think that's going to happen. I think this game is a lot closer. I can see it being maybe like 28 to like 13. Maybe 30-21. I do think the Hoosiers will win this game by double digits, but I think UCLA has enough to keep this game close. So in my first preview, give me the Bruins to keep this thing close. Start off week 8 early. Tough start time too. Remember, this is a West Coast team traveling east too, when you think about that. But they just went to Michigan, so it's not like they haven't done it before. I don't know when that time was. It was a 12 o'clock start time, kind of a setup for UCLA, because that means that would be like 9 o'clock their time, right? So a little bit tough, but I think the Bruins can keep this game close.